Hi there, Scorpio. This is Kay, and you're on the Collective Soul Tarot channel. Welcome back to the channel, and welcome to your reading. Let's begin. Please like and subscribe. I want to also tell you, too, that in the next round of readings, I'm changing it up a bit, so it's a little bit different. So come back. After this reading, come back. It'll be like a couple weeks for your reading to come back around again. Then come back and check out to see if things are different or improved or what. Okay? So let's find out what your past, present, and near future energies are. The past can be near or far. You apply it as you take it as it applies to your life. We got the moon, intuition, subconscious, fantasy, romance, psyche, affection, recognition, invitation, sensuality, artistic, divine, feminine. So we may be talking to a divine feminine here. You know, you might be on the twin flame journey. If that's not it, then it's just that you're highly in tune with your intuition. You are somebody who has psychic powers, psychic energy that helps you make decisions and choices and so forth and so on to go a path that leads to your ultimate happiness. Let's see. We have dolphins. Well, talk about happiness, right? Peace, harmony, helpful, effective, that's effective communication, playful, humor, fun, in tune with others, collaboration, and joy. Wow. So you are really in tune with your inner self, that you probably spend time in peaceful ways, in being in a harmonic energy through practices like meditation, yoga, just spending time in nature, anything where you can just quiet your mind and just be at one with whatever. Be at one and just feeling, calm and peaceful. That you just need to unplug. You've purposely unplug yourself for one reason or another every day, or at least every other day. It's something that's very important to you. And then we have the Wheel of Fortune. Well, look what happens when you plug yourself in to the Wheel of Destiny, which is all about abundance, prosperity, and happiness, and all the great things that the Wheel of Fortune brings. You plug yourself into that being which is inside of all of us, you experience peace, harmony, calmness, you're playful, you're fun, you got a sense of humor, and you feel this inner joy. You love to talk to people, you communicate well with others. People love you, they want to spend time with you, want to be around you. You seem to be a bit of a mystery to them, Scorpio, that there's just something about you that draws them in. That Scorpio energy of, Scorpio likes to live in the shadows, right? Or in the dark in that sense. So nobody really knows what the Scorpio is thinking. And the Scorpio never gives up. It's secrets kind of thing. So that's where the mystery comes from. Let's see, Wheel of Fortune. For your near future is fate, karma, cycles, forces of the universe. Get what you deserve. It's out of your hands, and destiny and synchronicity. So whatever you're putting out there is what I'm getting. Whatever you're putting out there through, feeling that inner harmony and balance. Whatever you're putting out from your heart and mind, being in balance, you are this magnet of balance. So then you have a balance of this and a balance, you get what you need and then some, because whenever you are in balance, you call into yourself everything that keeps you balanced. And when you are staying in that energy, the universe, the divine, wants to reward you even further. Angels are around you, drawing in more of that light energy, which is more abundance, more happiness, more prosperity, more this, that, and the other thing that's good. Wheel of Fortune. Wow. You guys, so like, wow, that's so great. I'm so happy for you. Which one are we doing? Oh yeah, the Lenormand. I get so excited that I forget what I'm doing sometimes. This is awesome. I'm so proud of you, Scorpio. I'm so happy for you. Let's see what the Lenormand has to say. Oh, that one wants to come out. It is book. That is knowledge. The book of knowledge, right? Wow. Most definitely. You have spent a great deal of time learning about who you are, number one. Learning about spirituality and all that. Like, there's just a plethora of things to know when it comes to, and I found this out, that you just can't stop learning. There's just more to learn about when it comes to our own spirituality. Because the universe, one of the things I learned because I studied A Course in Miracles is that this reality that we feel is our life, and it really feels like it, is not our reality. It's not our true reality. Our true reality is being in the peace, in the calm of pure consciousness. And I only say pure because there's consciousness at the human level. Within the dream, we call it the dream, right? Within the dream, it's consciousness, but it's not the same kind of consciousness as pure consciousness is, and it's kind of it's not the right way to define God. God is really is consciousness, not pure or less than. It's consciousness. It's all there is. There's nothing else, and that's what we are actually resting in at all times. There's this story that's been made up by the mind that says we can be a body, which is something consciousness could never be, but we're dreaming it up, believing that it can be. And so therefore, because the mind is that powerful, the soul is that powerful, we really, I don't know if you ever watch the TV shows where reality that like the Matrix, you step into a reality and everything looks and feels like it's really there. But in reality, in true reality, it's not there at all. You just have to unplug yourself. Yeah, stuff like that. And then we have the cross. Wow. The cross. Whew. The cross is, giving up something. Releasing death, grief, sorrow. Yep, there's happy. And then there's not happy, right? It's the dichotomy here. And we have bear. He's a black bear, too. Holy crow. He's a black bear. He looks ferocious. He's sitting on his bum. Yeah, wow. We need some information. We need some information. Let's see. I'm not even going to speculate at this time because it's like two different energies here. This goes along with this very, very well. Very well. Let's see. What can we find out more? The sun being enlightened. So as soon as you look away from the cross or remove the cross, whatever it is that's has been, we bear a cross, right? Whatever it is that's holding us down, as soon as we decide to remove the cross, remove that thing, I'm trying to figure out how to say it, to remove the very thing, and for example, I could say about the Course in Miracles thing, is that the cross would be the lie that the mind has told itself, which is ultimately resulted in the creation of ego, or making the ego, because it's what protects the human in many ways, while it's trying to harm the human at the same time, which is freaking crazy stuff, man. But that's basically what the ego does. It wants to protect itself, its own interests, and the ego cannot live in your life without your body and possibly your mental health. So it's going to do everything in its power to make sure that no one can harm you Like, and there's so many ways you can look at that. Like, for example, if someone's going to hurt you physically or emotionally, you're going to be defensive. And that's your ego. You're going to be defensive. You're going to protect yourself. Emotionally, you might be saying things that are hurtful to the other person, right? Because you need to hurt them more than they've been trying to hurt you. Someone's got to win, right? So the ego is all about preserving you as a human being, but at the same time, in the end, the ego is going to kill all of us. I mean, we die. The physical body dies. And that's the ego, because the ego, it decays the body through worry and concern and stress. The ego decays the body. The ego wasn't nearly as strong as a thing, whatever, a mindset, a character, whatever you want to call it, long time ago, like hundreds of thousands of years ago. It wasn't as strong then. So human beings, like people or just whatever kind of physical being, lived for a long, long time, hundreds, thousands of years, whatever. The body didn't decay as quickly as it does now. And we always say things have just gotten so bad that there's just so much hate in the world. And it's true. There is a lot of hate in the world, and that's stress. So, of course, experiencing other people's hate and even feeling it ourselves, it decays our body. It ages us. So anyways, that's kind of what I'm talking about. You remove the burden of the cross, what's not your truth. Basically, the sun appears. It's able to shine past the cross. You no longer see it. It's like shining past the ego. When you become enlightened as to what your truth is, Scorpio, when it's revealed to you, your cross is no longer something of concern for you anymore, because you're knowing the truth. And the sun shines as a result, because the cross is gone. The ego is laid aside. The ego is never killed, because you cannot kill the ego unless without killing yourself, your body. So while you're still in a human body, this is all A Course in Miracles, okay? While you're still in a human body, you still have some level of ego, which is fear. Some level of ego to contend with. But as you learn to love who you really are, where you really are, and love yourself in the world as a result of it, by becoming accepting and forgiving, and which is the paradigm of learning. What you learn through A Course in Miracles, it's about forgiveness. That is the miracle, forgiveness. When we forgive ourselves, we forgive others, and we forgive the world for what we thought it was and what it meant to us, then we actually grow in so much spiritual wisdom that we feel like powerful, like we have stepped back into our power that we had temporarily lost because we believed in something else. We believed we were less than, and so we're not. We start seeing that. We learn about ourselves and about the reality of our so-called reality, which we call life. We learn about that. We start feeling safer because we know that this reality, which many call the dream, is just a dream that the mind is dreaming while it's sleeping, because if you're awake, then you're consciousness. When you're asleep, you're not conscious, right? You're unconscious, you're subconscious. So while we're living this life, it appears as though, because the ego wants us to think it's very much alive and very much real, it appears as though we are conscious, but we're not. We are very much unconscious, walking in our lives every day, doing what we do every day that we feel is real and important and all this sort of... Well, it is. While you're in it, it sure is, but you can be in it, but not of it. You can be in it and know the difference. And this is what you're doing. You're in it, but knowing the difference. You're in it, but knowing the truth. The truth is not the cross. As soon as you lay the cross aside, then the sun can shine, and you're fully seeing things for what they really are. I hope that that was clear to you. But this is kind of what I'm talking about, where you've got the cross here. It's a burden we all carry, which is this ongoing, for a millennia, lie that this is our life. And for many people, they believe this is our only life, that there is one, as they say, you only have one life, that kind of thing, right? So there's lies upon lies upon lies that we're all been blanketed to, veiled. It's kind of like pulling the wool over your eyes, right? It's kind of like we have pulled the wool over our own eyes, and therefore we can't see past the wool or past the veil to what's really truly behind it. And that's the truth. Okay, so this is where your fortune comes from in the near future, is that you're going to be able to mitigate anything that is of whatever the bear can bring, obstacles and challenges and anything fierce. You're going to be able to mitigate that because you're allowing yourself to know the truth. Let's get a clarification for the Sun card. Now, I don't expect all of you to run with that and believe what I'm saying, but that is what I've learned. I just wanted to share it with you. So forgive me for that. Knight of Pentacles. This is you taking things methodically and slowly, but of course being successful. You're always going to come out on top. You're going to win. You're going to lay aside the cross that you've been bearing, which is the ego, the belief in dreams. Excuse me. The belief that this dream that we live in, that we call life, is our life. Like there's nothing else other than this. And in the dream, there's universe upon universe upon universe. There's realm upon realm upon realm. There's dimensions. I mean, there's so much. There's your spirit angels. There's your Cupid angels. There's your God only knows what else angels. There's guardian angels. There's angels of all kinds of angels, and then there's archangels, and then there might be even something in this realm or in this illusion, the dream. It can be anything, because it's the matrix. I mean, it can be anything you want it to be. So whatever you want to believe, that's what it's going to be for you. So if we choose to believe in against a reality that is pure consciousness, then we will have consciousness and sleep. We'll have consciousness and sleep, and we'll just live our lives like that. Yeah. So, I mean, there's no harm in it, right? No harm in it at all, unless you want to get off the hamster wheel, right? When you get off the hamster wheel. If you want to get off the hamster wheel, then you've got to, press forward with what you know to be your truth. And I'm not sure if that's what this bear is talking about. Because this deck also has another bear card. And it's a brown bear. And it doesn't have any kind of definition, like any kind of documents with it, like a book, a guidebook, or anything like that. So I can't go to it and say, oh, well, this bear means that, and that bear means this. Well, in other Lenormands, the bear is white, and it's a polar bear, this purity. The white bear represents purity, pressing forward, protecting, and being protective. It's just protecting your purity, protecting your truth, protecting your light, right? Let's see. We've got the Queen of Pentacles. Okay, the Queen of Pentacles. You have risen. Okay, now the Queen of Pentacles, one of the things about the Queen of Pentacles is that they live in the realm of their dreams because they can afford to, right? They've got pentacles. They can afford to live in the realm of dreams. So whatever they dream of, whatever they desire, they can experience it in this illusion, in the dream. Whatever you think about, whatever you feel and experience, or whatever you desire, if it's good for you, and if it's good for you, then it's good for the collective, all of us, because we're all together, we're one. So whatever affects you affects us eventually. you know. She will experience that. So you have mastered something in the way of knowing what the 3D world is about, like this illusion, right? You've mastered what you've come to learn. Where you really are is not necessary. Where you are is not necessarily your truth. Where you stand or sit, where you stand is not necessarily, even though it feels like it's true and it's hard and it's there, you know, I can feel it, I can see it, I can even taste it if I wanted to. You get it. It feels so real. It's got to be. It's just got to be, right? So you've come face to face with that. You realize that money does make the world go round in the world like this. But love really is what makes the world go round when you're in tune with and in touch with your inner self, which is unconditional love, which is your truth. You have figured that out. You have risen to queendomship, right? You've got a crown on your head. You've evolved. Because look, the Ace of Swords, you know the truth. You've had epiphanies. You've had a breakthrough. You realize from what you've learned, you know, from the Book of Knowledge, from the Akashic Records, just from you studying, like I studied A Course in Miracles, okay? So that became something that woke me up to a different reality than I ever thought before. And believe me, I was angry at first. I said, because it'll tell you the world doesn't exist. And I was like, no way the world exists. How can they say the world doesn't exist? How can they say that? I was really angry. But as I continued, I pressed forward, possibly what this bear is, I pressed forward and continued studying the dang book anyways, the course, just because I wanted to know something. And I just felt like there was an itching, a calling in me to do it. So I did it, and I had a lot of major breakthroughs as a result of it. So I started learning what I felt was the truth. Now it may not, everybody's got their own form of truth. So that's what came from me, but it seems like this could be what's going on with you. And you got the Chariot, which makes you feel, when you got the black and the white horse, the yin and the yang, that's balance, right? Balance and healing. That whenever your horses are in balance, or if there was lions, and whenever your lions are in balance, you can move forward, and you move forward with speed. Because when if you, let's say you had a pony and a thoroughbred, that you've got a pony and a thoroughbred pulling your chariot, right? It ain't gonna go so good. Right? Because the thoroughbred is like out of the gates, right? And the pony's got short little legs, and the thoroughbred's basically going to end up dragging the pony, and it's going to be totally out of balance. Just an analogy, right? So you are finding balance. You've got this, the dolphin energy. You're laying aside the cross that we all bear, which is the lies that particularly the religion, of whether it's the Catholic religion or what it was, that has told us about, how they are the ones, the priest is the one that has all the power, kind of the mediary, the intermediary between God and man, instead of like Jesus. So, I don't know if it's, I don't really know, because first of all, I don't put much stock in it, because that's just another level of the same dream, like the different dimensions and the different angels, and the different realms and universes. It's just, it's kind of like, how they say how on the Titanic, because it was sinking, if someone was so adamant about rearranging the deck chairs on a sinking Titanic ship, okay, well, they don't look right like this. I need to, this one needs to go over here, and that one needs to go over there, and that looks a lot better. In the meantime, it's going down, down, down. The ship is, and the chairs start floating on the ocean surface, right? What's the point? So it's futile to be putting so much stock in something that ultimately does not lead us anywhere, but to further death and destruction. And then we've got the Five of Pentacles. That's, looking from the outside in, feeling everything feels a little stark. And look, it looks like there is a pole, like a fishing pole, a stick, just a stick, sticking out of the ice with something on it. It could simply be a flower. Yeah, that's what it is. Sorry, guys. It's a lily. It's a lily, and the poor thing, it's trying, and it broke its neck, basically, and it's leaning over. Like it's going to die because things are too barren and too cold. Life cannot survive in that kind of environment. And with this here, the cross, the ego, like I said, the ego eventually kills us, because the ego, with all the stress that the ego, ego is a state of mind. Ego is a mindset. And ego is mindset. It's about fear. Fear. It's a fear-giving, fear-mongering, I need you to be fearful mindset. I need you to worry. I need you to be afraid. I need you to worry about the future that's not here yet. I need you to worry about and be angry at the past. I need you to just be in a state of what I'm made of, which is fear, because when you give life to fear, the ego stays alive. But the ego will only stay alive as long as your body is alive. So really what's happening is your ego, in its fear energy, the mindset, its fear energy is actually slowly killing, and then some people might be quickly killing, but slowly killing your body to the point where your body dies and you no longer exist in that form, and therefore the ego has to go. That's the only way the ego ever goes completely, is when your body dies. And so then we have the Eight of Wands. So it's fast movement forward. It's messages. It's communication. Let's see, we got the Queen of Wands. Holy moly. So you're the bear. You're the Queen of Wands. Let's get some clarification for the bear. You're the Queen of Wands, the bear, the one that's fierce. You're the Queen of Pentacles, but if you balance yourself between the earthly world and taking action with your desires and your passion, taking action, making sure that you get to the bottom of anything that is, possibly going to cause you some kind of harm, physical harm. Let's see, what is the bear? The Two of Wands. Okay, tell me more. The Star. All right, the bear is, it was like I said before, there's two different energies here, so it's kind of like I felt as though you're either going to go in, stay in the mindset of, kidding yourself about something. Whatever truth you've learned here, you could actually revert at times to a phase, where, because every day, 365 days a year, some of those days can be a day where something not going so great. So then we start thinking, well, maybe I've got karma, maybe I'm experiencing some karma right now. And you start thinking that this is just, BS, that kind of thing, and having a different, your mindset changes to that, I can't do this, believing that I'm all love and that this is a dream, or that I can be everything I want to be because I can create my own life experience. I can be and do whatever I want when I'm facing something. That doesn't look so good. It looks like, to me, it's the ego in form. A fierce bear is showing its teeth. It's snarling. A fierce bear, it's got its feet out, right? Fierce bear that's saying, don't come near me because I will, rip you apart and I'll probably eat your head off, that kind of thing. So it's either at this time in the near future, you might be experiencing something, Scorpio, that's going to make you feel like either make you feel like a bear, or something feels like it's fierce to you. It's scaring the heck out of you. It's scaring the daylights out of you. And it's telling you that you step into your big girl shoes and fight it off. You know, you're, as a Queen of Wands, you want to, you always are ready for a battle. Always. Because you know the truth. You know the truth. You're always inspired by the truth, and that you are definitely very confident about being able to overcome. So, yeah, there's something coming in that's going to come in fast on you, and it's going to do something that's going to make you a little bit scared and questioning whether or not you really created that experience, because we create what we think and what we feel. So did I really bring this into my life? Well, it's all about, the divine tests us, right? To make sure that while we're living on the top of the mountain, we're also living in the valley. Like, remember I said, you can be in it, but not of it, because you know the truth that makes you not of it. So you can live your life like it's real. You can live your life like anyone else lives their life, but you know the difference. You know the truth about it. So you don't have the hang-ups about what people do and don't do, what happens and what doesn't happen. You don't have the hang-ups as other people do, because you have this secret, this inner knowing, this truth, right? And this could be one of those things where it's coming across and it's going to test you to see if you really do, or how long are you going to hold on to it? Because we do, even people who know the truth, we do, whenever we experience something scary or fearful, we do right away initially glom onto it and say, oh my God, this is my reality. What am I going to do about this? And then you suddenly, after a minute or two, you pull back. It might take a few hours, but you pull back and say, hey, wait a minute. I know I don't have to make this real. I don't have to make this a big deal. I don't have to make this real. All I have to do is get centered in my truth, which could be praying to God and saying, God, please, I don't know what to do about this. I give it to you. I hand it over to you, for you to find a solution for me, because I don't know. And whatever you tell me I need to do to help bring the solution about, I will listen and I will do it. And that's where you start feeling like, I'm safe. Okay, I'm safe. I remembered that I don't have to be afraid. It's just the ego trying to make me afraid. It's trying to kill me after all, right? Ultimately, the ego tries to kill us. But that, for most of us, I imagine, is that not until we're in our elderly age, right? But anyways, that's your two of wands. It's your decision. And the divine is going to be testing us throughout to make sure that whatever we have crystallized as a new truth for us, which is really an ancient truth, but we're relearning that about ourselves because of the veil. Whatever we've crystallized as our truth, we're going to be tested to make sure that we truly do hang on to that truth, that we live by it now. We live by it. It's like I said, you say, hold on a minute. I don't have to get all caught up in this. I don't have to be afraid. I can give it to God. I can pray to God and say, I believe in you. I believe in your power. And my power as who I am, the little person, human that I am, is so little compared to yours that I give this to you for a solution, to find a solution. That's your choice. You either break down and start getting all emotionally fearful and upset, and it's causing you a great deal of stress for a long period of time, or until this fear disappears or gets solved somehow, and you really didn't truly rely on your inner strength to solve the problem. Like, for example, somebody comes along and says, you owe me $10,000 and I want it tomorrow. And you're like, well, I don't have $10,000, and you're wandering around and you're talking to your people and you're like, how am I going to get $10,000? You've forgotten. So what you do is you go to the bank and you get a loan for $10,000, or you got a credit card that you can, take a cash advance out on over a couple days or something like that. And it's like you brought a solution to it, as opposed to allowing your inner self to guide you to a solution that is going to solve the problem forever. You'll never have it, because like this person that says you owe me $10,000, I want it right now. They could come back and say, hey, if you don't give me another $10,000 by next week this time, I'm going to go to the police, or I'm going to go to the newspaper and tell them a story about you, threaten you in some way. So they could come back because you gave them the money, and it's not like you're not going to give this person money, even if like with the divine's help, but it's going to come in a way that either you don't need to. I don't know. It's going to come in a way that is going to work for everybody concerned, including the turd. He or she's going to suffer the consequences of stressing you out and causing that threat to you. They're going to suffer it. So that's good for them, right? It's good for them because they have to go through their own learning curves. They need to learn. They need to experience adversity. They need to experience adversity that they created themselves, so that they get the opportunity to grow from that, to learn from that, take the lesson from that. Whether they do or not, again, it's up to them. Crossroads, right? It's whether they do or not, but that's not our business. Our business is to put our business in God's business hands. Let God deal with it. And the solution that comes of it is going to be a solution that fixes it for good. You never face that person or anything like that ever again. And that's the wonderful thing about allowing the divine to fulfill or grant our wishes on our behalf. And that's the end of the story. Don't go this way, that's that way, okay? Go that way, right? So your wish will be granted. It already is. As soon as you choose the way that is best for you and everyone involved, because you gave it to God, gave it to the higher power to solve for you, you'll be drawing in, you'll be magnetizing the wish that's granted for you already. It'll come into your life, to your front door, whatever. And that is what I know. And I don't definitely my intention is never to press this upon anyone, but it's just what I know. It's what I know, and if I don't share it with somebody, especially when the cards are speaking of it, then bad for me. I'm supposed to express what I know. Express what I know, like you would be expressing what you know. If this is not what you know, then you're going to express it by saying, I don't believe that. Fair enough. Okay. So otherwise, I hope this was helpful. I really do. Take good care of you, and I congratulate you for having been, you've gone to the Book of Knowledge. You are now a Book of Knowledge. Take care of yourself. Bye for now.